SportsNet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
We'd like to welcome all of our Xfinity viewers watching in Lafayette and West Lafayette, Indiana. A beautiful night for baseball and a stirring ceremony before the game. And welcome back to Fenway Park. A packed crowd here tonight as Robin looks on. His ball club hitting the ball well. They've won 5 games in a row. Looking for win number 6 against a very, very decimated Boston ball club. Boston winners of just 2 of their last 10. 13 games out. You can see John Farrell, the skipper. He's got a World Series title to his credit. Last couple of years have not been the best for him, as you can see by the standings. Boston has certainly struggled in just about every category. They thought when they rebuilt this team in the offseason that they would have a lot of thunder in this lineup. Hasn't quite worked out that way, and they started to unload yesterday by trading Shane Victorino. That's the first of the dominoes to fall. There's been a lot of activity. We'll probably talk about it a little later in the game as Wade Miley takes the mound. So let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight. Adam Eaton is leading it off. He's been red hot lately. Tyler Saladino in the 2 spot. Then it's Jose Abreu, another red hot member of this ball club. Melky Cabrera, multiple hits in 5 straight games and in 7 of his last 9. So Melky is really starting to come alive. Abasail Garcia in right field. Giovanni Soto gets a nod behind the plate tonight. Alexi Ramirez at shortstop. He's been unbelievable defensively over the past couple of weeks. Emilio Bonifacio getting a chance to get 4 at-bats tonight, along with Gordon Beckham. Likewise, as Robin has said, he just doesn't want to see him rust away, so he is putting him in the lineup tonight and giving him a chance to swing the bat against the left-handed Wade Miley. The defense and how they'll line up. It's Hanley Ramirez in left field with Mookie Betts in center. Alejandro Diaz, very familiar with him in right field. Then it's Pablo Sandoval at third. Xander Bogaerts, the young shortstop who's having a great year. Jameel Weeks is playing second base. Then it's Mike Napoli at first. He didn't spend a long time last night before getting the boot in the ball game. And Blake Swihart behind the plate. Our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Wade Miley. Wade Miley is 8-8 this year, which is pretty good for a team that's well under 500. His ERA a little below 4.5. And there you look at the numbers overall. He's allowed 10 home runs. So we're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And before we show you our picks to click you, it's the home select yours. As there's ball 1. It's Adam Eaton. Adam last night led the ball game off with a triple. He was 3 for 6 in that game with a couple of RBIs.
Miley will work as quick as you allow him to work. His claim to fame, he says, is he never turns his back to the catcher.
I was talking with some Boston people. They said he's just a pup out of Mark Burley.
He just wants to get it and throw it.
That is the best way to get it done. If you get beat in a hurry. That's fouled back. That used to be the mantra of major league pitchers and teams. If you get beat, boys, let's get beat in a hurry.
Not so much anymore.
No, it's not. You know, but they don't have the old commercial breaks now that they have. The den, I should say, as we have now. That ball was outside. Ball was outside, and he called him out.
If Doug Eddings is going to stay outside all night long, well, then the hitters better go outside and get it. That ball was off the plate, as you can see by the Menards pitch tracks. And there's a look at Doug Eddings, along with Adrian Johnson, Bill Miller, the crew chief, and Toby Bassner.
So here's Tyler Saladino. After Eaton led it off with a triple, Tyler tripled. So lead off back-to-back triples. That's the first time that I, in my long career in baseball, have ever seen that.
Well, it's not like it hasn't happened for the Sox recently. It was as early as 1954 when it happened the last time for our ball club.
Three and 0 the count. And there's a strike, just barely. Sox come in hitting at .245 as a team with a 3.82 team ERA.
So far, all we're seeing from Miley are fastballs. He does have pretty much a slur. It's not necessarily an over-the-top curveball, somewhat in between. He will throw the occasional changeup.
And there's ball 4. So that'll bring up Abreu. Abreu at 292, 15 homers, 53 driven in. He was 2 for 3 last evening with an RBI. If you watched that game last night, it looked like he got hit in the hand, and he did not get hit in the hand. I talked to him after. He got hit just above the wrist.
Pretty good move to first base, and Tyler was able to get back under it. He's looking at Daryl Boston, saying that he didn't read it right away. That could have easily been called a balk.
You better believe it. That was definitely a balk.
Adrian Johnson had best keep an eye on that, and Daryl Boston should suggest to Adrian that you got to step more toward first base if you're going to throw there.
Here at Fenway, 310 down the left field line, 301 down the right field line, 380 in right, 420 in deep right center, 379 in deep left center. Outfield for the most part straight up, spread out. Bit of a gap out there in left center.
Red Sox team ERA is not real good. It's last in the league, but their starter ERA 4.79. That is at the bottom of the barrel in the American League, as Carl Willis came on this year after Juan Nieves was fired.
That pitch is down. 2-1. Pretty good rip. Meanwhile, 2-2. And if you're just tuning in, a beautiful ceremony. Pedro Martinez number retirement ceremony. That's nice play by Bogarts. Can't get him though. Good job by Saladino to beat that play in the second. That's shades of 83.
This is going to go as a base hit. It's a slider. It's low and in. And Bogarts does the best he can to get it there. Cannot get it there in time. The call by Bill Miller. And Jose now has an 8-game hitting streak, and it'll bring red hot Melky to bat.
Melky 2 for 5 last night. Comes in hitting at 274. Just on the outside edge. Javi Garcia on deck. Alejandro Diaz out there over towards the line in right field. And there's a base hit down into the corner. So here comes Tyler. He's going to score. Abreu into third on the double by Melky. And it is 1-0 Good Guys.
Melky continues his red hot hitting. That's a fastball, and it's right down the middle. And Melky drives in his 47th run of the year. So he continues to bash the baseball.
And here's Avi. At 271, 7 homers, 32 driven in. So that walk to Saladino across his home plate. Nice. Nice pick right there by Blake Swihart.
Swihart is not supposed to be here this year. He was supposed to come up for maybe a little look in September, possibly, but Christian Vasquez, who was going to be the #1 guy here, had Tommy John surgery.
Not a good swing by Avi, and the count evens at 1. So got the infield in. So when halfway, it's short in the second.
When the catchers got hurt, they figured might as well bring him up. They really like him. He's a great athlete, but still a little early for him.
Big pitch coming up, the 1-1. High chopper over the head of Sandoval. So here comes Abreu. They're going to hold. Watch out. Oh, Melky at third, and it's 2-0.
RBI number 33 for Avi as he chops it right over the head of Pablo Sandoval. That's 2 that's gone over his head.
Well, he's short.
That's right. He's playing him too low. Just barely making it over.
So here's Soto. Giovanni at 235, 6 homers, 15 knocked in. Breaking ball strike. Big man out there at third, Gil. That's outside. Count hangs at 1-1. That'll get the job done. That's a tweener. Bobby. Now it's going to be waved around. Good throw is going to get him, but it's not. That scores 2. Gio into third, and it's a 4-0 Sox lead. Yes. Good job by Joe McEwing. See.
Last night a 4 spot in the first inning on 4 hits and an error. So far, a 4 spot in the first inning on 4 hits and an error. Gio drives in runs 16 and 17 as this one rattles around for a bit. And Carl Willis is going to the mound to talk with Wade Miley. So our Sox have scored early and often in this series, and that's characterized what they hope will be a 6-game winning streak.
I was talking with Joe McEwing last night after the game when he made another good call with Mookie Betts. And Joe, of course, watches video of the outfielders throwing, and he gets their tendencies, their traits. And he said Mookie, when he goes to his right, has a tendency when he throws to a base to throw very high. And that's exactly what he did to home plate. And the run scored. So it's just not all by mouth, it's by video that McEwing studies.
Well, I think that every third base coach certainly has to watch tendencies. They get it from the advanced scouts. They're paying more attention these days than ever before, looking for an edge, whatever that edge might be. And every outfielder has tendencies going to either side. Some get the ball away very accurately. Some have a problem. Mookie doesn't have the strongest arm around, and occasionally has a tendency to be off the mark. So Joe has been very aggressive in sending our Sox runners. It's paid off in this series.
And it paid off a couple times in that Cleveland series. So here is Alexei as they're going to bring the infield in. So Alexei will back out as Weeks and Bogarts were moving. Takes first pitch, strike. That's not going to get the job done. And that's out number 2. So that'll bring up Bonifacio, Emilio, the DH tonight. Might be a good time for a little quick bunt here. I guess the Red Sox thinking the same thing, so they bring the corners in. Napoli and Sandoval. And that is out of play right side. Big 2-run double. Giovanni Soto. And there's a shot base hit. It's 5-0. Don't stop now, boys.
RBI number 4 and the third double of the first inning. Last night, the 9 extra base hits in the entire ball game were a season high. And the bats still booming.
We had 7 doubles last night. Yes. Here's Beckham. Haven't seen Gordon in a while. Pick him up, Gordon.
One of the reasons, Robin, they're playing Bonifacio and Beckham is that he realizes that you can have a tendency to rust away if you don't get 4 or 5 at bats every now and then.
Go around Pesky's pole. Almost.
Nice catch by a fan. Didn't bring a glove. Just brought good hands.
One and 2 the count to Gordon. Off the corner. Two out in the 2-2 pitch. Good rip.
One of the big reasons why Joe Kelly last night and Wade Miley tonight have been torched in the first inning is neither of them changed speeds very much. It's just been fastball, hard breaking ball, fastball, hard breaking ball. And you know, it's tough to get the ball by if you don't hit perfect spots if you're throwing the same speed all the time.
All you got to do is give a major league hitter just a hint. Just a hint that everything's going to be hard, hard, hard. And chances are he's going to hit it hard. Unless you are absolutely pinpoint.
That's what happened so far with nine combined first inning runs last night and tonight.
Checks it up. Breaking ball down and in. Full count. ball hit well in center field. Betts is back right on the track. But a big crooked number goes up on that board. We go to the bottom of the first. It is 5-0 White Sox.
Game. It's Betts, Diaz, and Bogarts at the top, with Ortiz, Ramirez, and Sandoval in the middle, and then Napoli, Swihart, and Weeks rounded out the defense. And now they'll line up for our Sox. Cabrera, Eaton, and Garcia in the outfield, with Saladino, Ramirez, Beckham, and Abreu in the infield. Giovanni Soto behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jeff Samardzija, and we'll look at the numbers in a bit.
Here's a good-looking young 22-year-old Mookie Betts, center fielder. He was 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs last evening. First pitch from Samardzija, who sat on that bench a long time as he saw his offense pick up a 5 spot. Betts on the season at .267, 10 homers, and he's knocked in 48. 2-1. That ball hit into left center field. And Mookie is caught by Cabrera.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Jeff Samardzija. He's 7-5 this year. This is 21st start. His ERA under 4, 108 strikeouts, only 26 walks in 140 innings. And the big factor is he's pitched 7 or more innings in each of his last 9 games. That's the longest active streak in the major leagues.
So here's Diaza, hitting at .259, 6 homers, 26 driven in. Catch break there.
Well, he called that pitch on Adam Eaton, and he's calling it for Jeff Samardzija. So hitters beware. It's going to be a wide corner.
0-2 the count. Oops. 1-2.
Keep the ball up on Alejandro, and you usually have no problems. Keep it down and in, you might have some problems.
So the 1-out double.
That fastball by Jeff Samardzija to Alejandro Diaz registered at 95 on the fast pitch gun, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. We talked about keeping the ball up as opposed to keeping it down. That time the ball was thigh high, and Alejandro took it into left field for a two-base hit.
There's Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 5 last night. Takes ball 1. Bogaerts comes in hitting at .312, 3 homers, 47 driven in. Another 22-year-old. One to count.
Bogaerts is from Aruba. Not necessarily a hotbed for prospective major league players. But he got here in a hurry, and the Red Sox absolutely love him. Played some third base last year, but he's a natural shortstop.
That pitch a little bit low. Evens the count at 2.
Xander speaks English, Spanish, Dutch, and Papiamento.
Abreu's got him. 2 down.
Last night Jose made a terrific play where he thought that he could win the race to the bag, and he wound up sliding into first base to beat a head-first dive into first.
So here is Ortiz.
You saw Big Papi when he came up with Minnesota. Did you believe at that point that he would grow into what he's been here in Boston?
Not with Minnesota, no. He was basically a left field hitter. That's what they wanted him to do. He hurt us a lot, and in all my career in baseball, it's probably the most astonishing move I've ever seen a club. When they let him go, I was ecstatic.
Well, he was a kid when they let him go.
I was ecstatic. I could not believe, as that's popped up. And that'll retire the side. After 1, it is 5-0 good guy.
Inning. Melky comes up and he hits a double. And then Avi comes up and bounces one over Sandoval's head. And Giovanni comes up, hits another double. It was a 5-run, a 5-hit first. Topped off by Bonifacio, doubling into the corner.
First pitch to Adam as the Sox batted around in that first. Tried to bunt it, and the count 0-1.
14 first inning runs the last 4 games, as opposed to 27 first inning runs through the first 94 games. So Todd Steverson, a very happy man these days.
Yes, he is, and justifiably so. Everything in this game is contagious.
Well, it seems like when you're hitting, they're never going to get you out, and when you're not hitting, you're never going to get any hits or runs.
Yeah, everything is contagious, whether it be positive or negative. Just tuning in, we had a beautiful ceremony honoring. There's a shot caught by Napoli. That's a hang Wolfham. Honoring Pedro Martinez in the retirement of his number. And I want to thank Mike Leary and Skip Ellison and the crew. I'll tell you, they did a wonderful job. There are a lot of underlying circumstances here. Flying by the seat of their pants a lot of the way, and they covered it beautifully. Nice going, gang. Tyler started off that 5-run first with a walk.
Smiley gave way at the last instant, and Swihart came out and made the play.
Good play.
One of the things they talk about with Swihart is his athleticism, and he didn't know if Miley was going to take it or if he'd eventually get out of the way, which was the wise thing to do. Swihart comes out, makes a good solid throw.
All right now let's check out our picks to click. Jim Angio, our director of Coop, Steve's going with Bonifacio, and David Novak and all the great folks at Poogie Hyundai and Downers Grove, and I. We're going to go with Cabrera. Abreu had that infield single and came around to score. Very quickly, 0-2 the count. Two and two. Got him in a quick 1-2-3 inning, and after an inning and a half, still 5-0.
Later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
And tomorrow at 2 p.m., CSN Chicago will carry live coverage of the Bears Training Camp Media Day. Press conferences with new GM Ryan Pace and head coach John Fox. Hanley Ramirez, the left fielder, followed by Panda, Pablo Sandoval, and Mike Napoli. Watch out. I want to show you why this guy is such a dangerous hitter and why he can get so much leverage. Watch the leg kick. Watch how soon he starts and how much hang time he creates. I was watching him take batting practice, and for you youngsters out there who are struggling a little bit, you might want to give it a shot. So here is the Panda. Takes up high. Sandoval hitting at 267 homers, 32 knocked in. He was 2 for 5 with an RBI last night. And he made a couple of good defensive plays.
Well, despite his size, and he is a very big man, he's always been a good third baseman. Being a switch hitter, however, and not being able to swing the bat right-handed very well, he's pretty much gone to the left side. Sandoval this year, only 41 right-handed at bats, only 2 hits. We saw him last night against the left-handers, hitting as a left-hand hitter.
That ball hit deep in the left. And it is a 5-2 ball game.
Eighth home run of the year for Sandoval. He's now driven in 34. Last night, after a 4-run first, David Ortiz came up. Got to put a stop to the momentum as he hit a 2-run homer. Red Sox are hoping that this Ford home run replay, a high fastball away, and this home run by Sandoval does the same thing tonight.
So here's Napoli at 208, 11 homers, 35 knocked in. Sandoval's second homer off Jeff. Five, 5-0 for us. 2, 3, and 1 for them here in the bottom of the second if you're just tuning in. First time Napoli has faced the margin. Good pitch, didn't get it. Two and two.
Jeff, for a hard thrower, has been remarkable as far as keeping the ball in the strike zone. He's walked very few guys and doesn't miss too much.
He gone. 1 out.
This time he throws one low and away. It's a cutter, and he gets him. Now Swihart is a much better left-hand hitter than a right-hand hitter, and it's as a left-hand hitter that he'll face Jeff Samardzija.
Youngster, just 23 years old. 0-1 the count. He's hitting at 238 a homer. He's driven in 12. 284 minor league hitter.
John Farrell, talking about Swihart, said ideally he would have been in the minor leagues learning his craft this year and getting to learn pitchers, getting to learn pitches as far as a hitter is concerned, but didn't work out that way. Sometimes injuries will accelerate the development process, and you have to just develop in the major leagues. There you see the disparity in the two sides. We told you he swings a bat better left-handed.
He gone. 2 down.
This time Jeff took a little something off this one, and Swihart well out in front of it.
So here's Weeks. Another switch hitter. 3 for 6 since being called up. They had a piece of the corner.
And I think Giovanni Soto was talking with Doug Eddings about that last pitch. It was a pretty good one.
Two and 0 the count. Come back and get it. There's one. There's 2. That ball hit in the center field. So he does come back and get him, but 2-run homer by Sandoval. We'll go to the third. It is 5-2 Sox. It'll be Cabrera, Garcia, and Soto to face Wade Miley. Takes the ball. Miley, 28-year-old softball, 6'2", 195 pounds, of Louisiana. Melky, an RBI double and a run scored in the first inning. Pitched just off the plate. He is, I should say he is, every bit as quick as Burley. And there's another base hit by
pretty hard to believe that it's 6 straight multi-hit games for Melky Cabrera, who keeps on getting hotter and hotter. The lifetime .286 hitter got off to such a slow start this year, and everybody was talking about what's wrong with Melky, what's wrong with Melky. Well, there's a lot of guys that if they play long enough, and the back of the baseball card says .286, eventually they're going to get there, and Melky will probably exceed that.
Melky is a good player. There was no reason. Everybody gets caught up in the environment. Your environment will get you. That's why everything is contagious. When nobody's hitting, guys who are good players like Melky, like Abreu, like Big Frank Thomas, they try to do too much. They expand their strike zones, and they fall right into the negative virus. The man is a good baseball player, period. Ivy with that RBI single, run scored, strikes out, 1 down.
Miley, originally signed by the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2008, was a supplemental pick just after the first round, 43rd pick overall. Red Sox thought a lot about him. They traded Ruby De La Rosa, Alan Webster, and Raimel Flores, 3 for 1 to the Diamondbacks.
Here's Gio. He had a big 2-run double in the gap in left center. He hurt it. He got the catbird seat, 2-0. Static lead by Melky. And the count's 3-0. Turn him loose.
There's a lot of folks that believe that there's not enough offense coming out of the catching position. Combine the two catchers, 13 home runs, 43 driven in. I would say that's pretty good production out of one position.
Well, why don't we check out, find out who's better? It's pretty good production.
And catching Jeff Samardzija in 20 games, Gio's hitting .300. He scored 8. He's hit 4 home runs, driven in 12. On base percentage, which was really good at .364. So you factor in a .550 slugging percentage, and those are the same kind of numbers, maybe exceeded by Tyler Flowers catching Chris Sale.
Alexei can't get it. He had a little nubber out in front of the mound, and Wade Miley threw him out. No, Mark Parent and I were talking about that the other day. About everybody's talking about the catching production between the two of them. Not bad. That's in the center field. Betts got the bead. Melky's going to tag. Two down runners at the corners. So here's Bonifacio. RBI double with 2 out in the first inning. Did a bullet right down into the left field corner. Takes a bunt, takes a strike. Sandoval even with the bag off the line at third. Shot short. Nope. as Bonifacio is hurt. Pull something.
Looks like he hurt his knee. That's what he's grabbing. This is not a pretty sight. He's grabbing his hip. On the swing, and then it just kept getting worse. You see him here, the expression on his face when he swung the bat, and then grabbing his left hip. In a lot of pain.
So here is top of the order for the Carmines. Mookie Betts, Diaza, and Bogarts. Fowler comes in, makes his own, huh? 1 out.
Good pitch on the inside part of the plate and just pretty much overmatched him in that particular at bat.
So here's Diaza. Had a double into the left field corner. Got a fastball tailing away. Gio quickly out. Good play. Boy, he was like a cat.
Well, Gio anticipated that Diaz was going to lay one down because you can't get out that quickly unless you anticipate it. He pounced on it easily through to first. Good weight shift by Abreu at first base, as he has to go the inside part of the bag, and they're able to retire him, and they retire him very easily.
So here's Bogarts. He grounded out to Abreu. That's in center field. And an easy, quick, nice 1-2-3 inning, and we're into the fourth. 5-2 Sox, White Sox. Here in top of the fourth, it'll be Beckham. Then back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Gordon 0 for 1. Went out deep to center field, taking Betts back on the track. Takes low ball 1. Sox, if you're just tuning in, 5 runs in the first. Boston 2 in the second. 2-run homer. Pablo Sandoval. That ball hit right on the money, too, right at him. That's another hang wolfing for Beckham.
Gordon, who very rarely gets a chance to play these days with the emergence of Tyler Saladino, getting a few at-bats certainly going to help him out. The fact that he swung the bat pretty well in 2 at-bats is a testament to the fact that he's tried to stay ready even though he's not getting game at-bats.
Well, he'll do that. He'll be as ready as he possibly can for when he's called on.
Not easy to do.
Adam has struck out, and then he hit a vicious line drive right to Napoli at first base. Watch out. So Adams 7 for 11 in stolen bases is aboard.
Swihart wants it inside, and that ball gets him flush. Right on the hamstring.
Yeah, that'll be a little sore.
I think most guys who can steal bases like to steal if they've been hit. But Miley's got a good move to first.
Tyler takes first pitch strike. He has walked and scored. He started off that 5-run first with that 1-out walk. And he hit a little number out in front of the plate. Swihart jumped out, got it, and threw him out. Second of this 4-game set and 6th of this 8-game road trip. Started in Cleveland. And of course swept the Tribe. In fact, they had a meeting after the last game. When I walked out of our clubhouse, we had to walk past their clubhouse. There's a strike, and I was going to go in and say goodbye to a friend of mine. And the attendant at the door said, "Oh, I think they're having a meeting because not one player has left yet."
Didn't work real well. They lost 9-4 to Kansas City last night and are trailing early in this one. So
yeah,
Tribe has really been struggling.
Yep. 2 now. Fourth strikeout for Miley. Here's Jose. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Bogarts, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Sox leading, White Sox leading by 3.
Diamondbacks, Chicago Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Ortiz, Ramirez, and Sandoval. Shift is on. And that's right as a hang wolf him for a Big Papi. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Provide your guests with the ultimate all-inclusive White Sox experience in the Home Plate Club or Magellan Scout seats. These 2 premium seating areas are the best way to entertain your most important clients, employees, friends, or family. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com/premium seating.
So here's Hanley Ramirez. Ripped a single back through the middle, leading off the second, and scored. And that ball's hit sharply. Boy, he has got it. Whereas he is dangerous. There's 19 homers, 47 knocked in. That leg kick is just gorgeous. Man.
And what's been unbelievable is Samardzija, with 5 pitches last inning, has recorded 2 outs with 2 pitches this inning. So 5 outs on 7 pitches. Doesn't get much better than that.
Sandoval, that 2-run homer.
This ball is high and away. Giovanni wants it inside. Jeff missed the spot, but Sandoval didn't.
Alexei's got him. And that'll be to the side on a quick 1-2-3. That's 9 in a row retired by Samardzija.
To U.S. Cellular Field for the Country Music Night and fireworks presented by Pepsi on Friday, July 31st. Country music's rising duo, Maddie and Ty, will perform live on the field pregame, and all fans are invited to stay for the postgame fireworks show. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/country or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
First pitch strike to Cabrera, who has doubled in a run, scored, and also singled. Outfield straight up, spread out about equal distance. There's another base hit. Get by, get through. It will. So he's going to just mosey on into second with his 21st double and second of the game.
Sox fans, join us on Sunday, August 2nd at 1:10 as our White Sox take on the New York Yankees. Also, the first 5,000 girls ages 12 and under will receive a doll-sized White Sox t-shirt presented by American Girl. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Ivy, an RBI single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. All right, let's stay with the fundamentals here. Get him over. Way out in front on that changeup.
Yeah, one of the few that Miley's thrown. It's a pretty good pitch. He probably doesn't have near as much confidence as he should. But he saw what happened when he just throws the hard stuff. A 5-run first.
That'll get the job done. Attaboy. Good at bat for Ivy. 1 out.
Now the infield coming in at all 4 positions.
Soto upset with himself. Got a good pitch to hit and fouled it away. Chio had a big hit. 2-run double in that first inning as the infield is in.
It was almost the 5th wild pitch of the year for Miley, but Swihart saved it. Good block of a pitch in the dirt.
Ball gets away. Here he comes. And they got him. He's staying safe.
Now Melky's saying he hit the plate. And we were right above it. If he hit the plate the first time, he was safe. If he missed the plate on the tag, Swihart got him, and the question then becomes, did he catch the plate? We'll have to take a look at it. This ball gets away. Miley does a nice job of getting to the plate. The throw is good. He didn't hit the plate. His foot looked like it went over the plate instead of on the plate. The front foot, watch it again. Front foot hits the dirt, but then it goes up and over the plate. Nope. Melky appears to be out.
So 2 down. And 2-1. Now make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Just off the outside edge. And there's ball 4. Second walk for Soto. And the second walk issued by Miley. Make that the 3rd walk. He walks Saladino to start off that 5-run first inning. That's low and in.
Carlos Sanchez, who thought he was getting the night off, now was thinking otherwise as he's in the on-deck circle. Emilio Bonifacio came up lame after his ground out to 3rd and in 3rd.
That ball hits. Stay fair. It won't. There's a shot down into the corner. So they're going to hold Gio at third base on the double by Alexei. That's his 18th two-bagger.
We're only in the 5th inning. It's the 5th double of the night. This one just by Sandoval at third base. And as it rattles around, Joe McEwing is thinking about sending him, and then when Ramirez bobbles the ball, the problem is that he had already stopped Gio. So once you stop a guy, you're not going to start him again. Gio now talking with Joe McEwing, telling him, boy, you hold up a guy with my speed. So Carl Willis with a conversation with Wade Miley, and now he's done, and we'll go back to play.
And that'll bring up Carlos Sanchez, who was 2 for 5 last night. Single, a double, and a run scored.
Justin Masterson. Well, the Red Sox had high hopes for him, and now he's working out of the pen.
One time, Carlos. Ducks on the pond, 2 down. And very quickly to count 0-2. Now you got a battle. Bonifacio had that RBI double in the first. And a little chopper back. So we have a threat. We can't score. Meanwhile, we're halfway home, leading 5-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for our guys. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for their guys. Napoli, Swihart, and Weeks, lower third of their order. Takes the curveball strike.
Well, a lot of deals around baseball. Kansas City making a couple deals, very notable. Troy Tulowitzki going to Toronto. They're still looking for a pitcher, but Tulowitzki certainly is not going to hurt their offense. And Sandy Alderson, the general manager of the Mets, said he is not going to trade any one of his young starting pitchers. And they got quite a stable there. And one of them, Noah Syndergaard, is perfect through 6 against San Diego in New York tonight. He is a hard-throwing young right-hander.
There's that left hand. If he puts the right hand up, points at him, he's probably out. Left hand, no.
Wanted the high fastball, got the high fastball, and not to be a good call because he did not go around.
That's in the center field.
Join the White Sox in honoring the Chicago area police and fire departments. Join us on Wednesday, August 12th, with a police and fire night, and the first 10,000 fans receive a White Sox tablet cover presented by UL. For more than a century, UL has been committed to fire safety, so learn more at ul.com/fire. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/PDFD or call 866-SOX-GAME.
Swihart struck out on a changeup. 23-year-old switch hitting catcher. And the count 2-0. And there's one.
So I heard a former first-round draft pick, 26th overall in June 2011. So they thought a whole lot of him right from the beginning.
Three and one. No walks.
First row of the upper deck that made just a great catch on a hard foul ball right back at him.
Payoff pitch. And another souvenir. And there, come on, yes. Yes, a beautiful play. He stayed with it. He committed. 2 down.
That was a sinking line drive, and at first Melky thought about playing it on the hop and realized it was going to stay up long enough where he's able to make the catch.
A nice commitment there by Melky.
That's the advantage of playing shallow in this ballpark. You can't get away with it in too many, but because of the green monster, you can play very shallow and left. Goes over your head, it's going to go off the wall anyway.
Wakes went out. Adam Eaton center field. Takes a strike and the count 1-1. count 1-2.
Jeff's only thrown 58 pitches so far, and he's 1 out away from getting through the 5th. Of course, 9 pitches in 2 innings in the 3rd and 4th certainly helps.
He gone. That is 12 in a row retired by Samardzija. Matthew Huck at Matthew Huck. What are your favorite memories from playing here at Fenway? Well, Matthew, my favorite one was the final day of the season in 1967. We had to beat Minnesota on Saturday and Sunday. And this is the Sunday game that clinched us a tie, which we eventually won the pennant as the Angels beat Detroit. On the final day, the final game, I should say, of that doubleheader. And we went, there it is, Jim Lonborg. And there's
number 40.
Yeah. And number 40 got out of there in a hurry.
I would say so. Take a look at what happened on the field.
Tom Yawkey, Haywood Sullivan, Dick O'Connell on the left, the general manager. Yawkey was the owner. That is my favorite memory of Fenway Park. Adam. And the man who was, I call a Renaissance man, Carl Yastrzemski, is in the house tonight as there's a shot base hit by Adam. I think he's a little upset that he got drilled in the thigh or the hammy last at bat. One on, one out here, Saladino. Got a walk to start off that 5-run first with 1 out. He's 0 for 2 with that walk and run score.
I think Tyler's going to help himself a lot if he looks at third baseman.
He just didn't get back in.
I think what Adam is telling Daryl Boston was that a balk.
It's close.
I would say that if you're going to draw that line halfway between the mound and the middle of the baseline, that would be a balk.
Yeah, he wants to review it. Well, that's for sure the closest thing we've seen to a balk move.
I think every one of them has been a balk. You have to literally, in order for it to be a legal move, you have to split the difference between first base and home plate.
I know one thing. He's got several balks already called tonight if Joe West is over there.
See where
that's a balk.
The front foot is, and he's been doing that all night.
That's a balk. That's what they should be reviewing, not play it first.
Well, in order for this tag to get him, he'd have to hit the helmet. Absolutely. You see it right there, and that's almost exactly where he steps when he goes to home plate. John Farrell figuring he's got nothing to lose.
If you're just tuning in, Sox with 5 in the first, Red Sox 2 in the second. And prior to the game, a number retiring ceremony for number 45, Pedro Martinez, a great new Hall of Famer.
And the interesting thing about that is tonight the entire ceremony was in English, and tomorrow night the same ceremony will be done in Spanish.
For a long time. Bill Miller. Crew chief. Any move to deceive the base runner is indeed a balk, and that is a move to deceive Adam Eaton. He's safe.
Well, they would have had to have definitive proof that he tagged the helmet, because by the time he actually tagged Adams' body, he was back in at first base. It looked like from that angle he missed the helmet.
And again, it looked like a balk.
Yep.
Every time. First and 30. Tyler, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, if you get picked off by this guy, if they're not going to call that move, if you get picked off, shame on you.
One of the things I was talking about before the pickoff move was for Tyler Saladino, each and every time he comes up, he's got to take a look at the third baseman. And if he's back as far as Sandoval is back, you've got to lay the ball down, because they're pretty much giving you a base hit. But also, if it goes in the advanced scouting reports that he will bunt with a third baseman back, they're all going to move in.
So 2 down. Five strikeouts now for Miley, and here's Abreu, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Third game of the series tomorrow night, Jose Quintana against Porcello, and that game right back here on. That ball hit high and deep, stretch. He makes the catch and then goes into the bullpen. That's a beautiful play by Mookie Betts.
That's a high wall to go over.
That's a beautiful play. Wow. That is what you would call great timing and great athleticism. Meanwhile, we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still 5-2 Sox. This play is under review, and it looks like there's a chance it may be overruled because of the fact Mookie Betts, who made such a tremendous effort to make that catch, caught the ball, but then when he hit the ground, the ball popped out.
And the question is, the umpires, it's a twofold question. Does he have control in the field of play? Right here he has control. And when he lands over the wall, he absolutely drops the baseball. This is a great catch. He can't stop himself. He goes up and over. And when his hand hits the wall in the bullpen, hits the ground in the bullpen, the ball just tumbles out. They already showed it on the big screen here at Fenway Park.
What an effort. Dustin Pedroia on the left, who just went on the DL prior to us coming in here. And he, without question, the heart and soul of that ball club. But they're still showing the drop of the ball once he hits the ground out on the scoreboard here. Mookie Betts made another play like this out there, going up and over that bullpen.
Came back, looks like he might have hurt his leg.
Home run, yes, you can put it on the board, and it is 7-2. Mercy.
The rule in the rule book says that after you make a catch, you have to take it out of your glove with control. And quite obviously, he did make the catch and was not able to take it out of his glove with control. So a 7-2 game, and we'll be back. Masterson started 9 games. This is his 15th appearance of the year. He's 4-2. His ERA up over 5.5. There you see the numbers. And left-handers early in his career gave him a whole lot of problems. And then he got pretty good with Cleveland. Was able to combat them because he had pretty good velocity and very good late movement. But now the left-hander's taking advantage of him. And let's look at our Ford home run replay. At first it was thought to be a catch. And then after this tumble over the wall, the ball comes loose. Turns out to be a 2-run homer. 16th and 55 runs batted in, and there it is.
That's first pitch strike to Melky. It's great to see our guys laughing.
You could have a lot of fun in this game when you're scoring a lot of runs.
There's a shot. That's his 4th hit. Get Bo through. It will. That's going to be all the way to the corner, so he's going to pick up a triple to go along with that single and 2 doubles.
Well, next time up, Melky best swing as hard as he possibly can because he's a homer away from the cycle.
$21 doubles, now 2 triples.
Masterson has had the problems with the left-handers, and once again he keeps this ball down, not a whole lot of movement on it, and it's taken all the way to the 420.
Well, that's the whole thing. When he was really getting to be coming into his own, he had great movement. Great, not good, great movement on that sinker. Meanwhile, David Novak's picked a click. Good folks at Poogie Hyundai in Downers Grove. Melky Cabrera 4 for 4 as that pulled over foul.
And Rusney Castillo, the man they gave $72.5 million to, is taken over in center field.
He's 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Masterson's best year with the Indians, 2013, he was 14-10. His ERA below 3.5 in 29 starts.
2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 in. 7-2 Sox. White Sox here in the top of the 6th. Got him, but the home run by Jose Abreu. And we lead it by 5.
The day after the Sox score 5 or more runs, which by the way is tomorrow, you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with the promo code SOX5. That's at all participating Papa John's locations. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And here's what they say. After viewing all relevant angles, replay officials definitely determined that the fielder did not maintain possession of the ball throughout the catch. Additionally, the momentum of the catch had not ended as he exited the playing field. So, call is overturned. It is a home run. That's from MLB. First pitch strike. Rusney Castillo. Betts was 0 for 2. Had to leave the ball game after that, hitting that ground. Shot. Oh, look at the pick. Wow. A beautiful pick by Saladino on a rocket. off the bat of Castillo.
In this situation, it's pretty much put the glove down and hope the ball finds it. This is a rocket to his backhand, and he's able to pick it clean. Got all kinds of time, and gets it over there in time.
Well, he can pick it because his fanny was down. He's got that high angle on it. It's not going to happen. Here's Diaz. 1 for 2, a double. Fastball a little up and away and hit it right down in that left field corner. One to count.
13 in a row retired by Jeff Samardzija.
That splitter missed.
This is bad. He's tried to keep everything up to him.
3-1. No walks. It's full. That's pretty neat that New York immediately sends out emails to all the announcers and everybody about why the call was made or overturned. Outfield straight up, spread out, and once again the payoff pitch. Seen Alejandro foul one off his body yet. I've never seen a guy hurt his body more with foul balls. Diaz, when he was with us. Wow.
Well, if Jeff gets one on the inner portion and down, it's going right off the anatomy of Diaz. That was too far in.
So that breaks a streak of 13 in a row retired. First walk issue. That's Samardzija. And here comes Xander Bogaerts. He's grounded to first and going out to center. 7-11-0 for us. 2-3-1 for them. Back up to middle. Get him at first. Two outs. Big Papi now with 14 consecutive 20 or more home run seasons. 13 with the Red Sox. Second most American League high into right field. Avi, he's there, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 7th. It is 7-2 good guys.
Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Seventh inning. Soto, Ramirez, and Sanchez. Gio, big 2-run double back in the first inning, and that's high and deep. He just looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes, a bomb by Soto, and it's 8-2.
Gio continues to just bash the baseball when he catches Jeff Samardzija. Our Ford home run replay is number 7 for Gio. His third driven in tonight.
Alexei, 1 out. Alexei now 1 for 4 with a double. Watching Gio in batting practice tonight. Boy, he was just airing it out. He loves to laugh. He loves to smile.
He's been on base 4 times. A couple of walks, double, and a homer.
Watch out. Carlos has been at the plate 1 time, bounced back to the pitcher. Came on for Bonifacio, who pulled something it looked like in his hip.
Last night it was 9 extra base hits, which was a season high, and tonight through 6 1/3 it's been 8 extra base hits. Well, a ways to go in this one to match the 9 of yesterday.
Full count. Sanchez. at him. 2 down.
I think the wind's blowing out in Texas. Top of the second inning, 7-5 Yankees. Yankees have the bases loaded and only 1 out.
Well, everybody seems to be talking about those Yankees now.
I still believe they're going to pull off a major deal before the deadline, which, by the way, is Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. It's not to hold off everybody in the East. They could use one more arm heading into the playoffs.
Joe Girardi, last few years with the stuff he was having to run out there and kept that ball club a little above 500. Now he's got some healthy guys, as there is a ground ball to Bogarts, but the long home run by Gio Soto, and it's 8-2 White Sox. There it is, 8-12-0, 2-3-1. We have stranded 7. They have stranded 2. Hanley Ramirez will lead it off. He's 1 for 2. Hit the ball very hard twice.
Ramirez originally came up through the Boston Red Sox organization, only to be traded to Florida very early in his career. He was involved in the deal that brought Josh Beckett back to Boston, as well as Mike Lowell, and set up a couple of championships for the Red Sox.
Well, Mike Lowell was a terrific player. Jammed himself right there, Adam. And that is out number 1. Yeah, Mike was a terrific third baseman. Good clutch hitter.
And he fit really well into this ball club here. He's a great guy.
Oh,
he fit very well into this ball club.
He's one of those guys you never heard a bad word about. Here's Sandoval. Panda, a 2-run homer in the second. And he grounded to Alexei in the fourth. also does a terrific job with MLB Studio. That's outside. 3-1. It's full. Jammed himself. Get over there. He will.
Sox fans, head to your local Famous Dave's and receive a scratch and win ticket for your chance to win a trip to New York to see the White Sox battle the Yankees, and also throw out the first pitch at a White Sox game. Great offers from Famous Dave's and discount White Sox tickets, all wrapped into one. Head to your local Famous Dave's today for a chance to be a winner.
Here's Napoli. Yeah, they got one Famous Dave's about a mile from where we live in Granger. Great lunches. Over it quite often. Ribs.
I was going to say, you should go over there and maybe win a chance to get a free trip to New York.
Two out, 1-1 to count. Jammed him. 3 jam shots right here this inning, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 8th. He's leading by 6.
Ballpark to unlock offers and rewards. The official U.S. Cellular Field Ballpark app for your iPhone and Android smartphone perfectly complements and personalizes your trip with ballpark maps, mobile check-in, seat upgrades, and more. Download MLB.com Ballpark today or visit WhiteSox.com/ballpark app to learn more.
Top of the order for our guys here in the top of the 8th inning. Adam 1 for 3, but he has scalded the ball twice.
And one time the ball scalded him.
That too.
And scalds him again. That one's not going to feel real good. Wow. Right off the instep of the right foot.
glass right off the top. Get the paperclip out.
That's not going to be good.
No, and besides, that's dangerous. It knocks those bones on top of the foot down, and they don't hop back up in the same spot. You got a problem. One and two the count. Just turning in. Sox with 5 in the first. They scored 2 in the second. We added 2 in the sixth and 1 in the seventh. Stacks it up for a 2-2 count. Quintana against Porcello tomorrow night right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Then on Thursday evening, Paseo against Stephen Wright, and that game will be over WPWR 550. And then we come home.
Play those guys that are currently clobbering Texas, and that hit him again.
He just said, okay.
Well, this is going to balance out where he got hit earlier. Same right leg, same hamstring area. So it might expand that beautiful blue and yellow that it'll become. It's the 9th time he's been hit. That's a department you don't want to lead any team in.
Tyler out and around that one. Yeah, we come home 3 with the Yankees and 3 with Tampa Bay. And because Boston very seldom gives you a day game on a getaway day.
Very seldom meaning never?
Very seldom. That's hit hard but foul.
You get a day game on a Sunday. That's about it.
Yeah, on the weekend. That's about it, right. But again, what you have to do there is be reciprocal. That's all. When they come to see you. Got him. 1 out.
Here's one of the most unusual home runs you will ever see, and it came in the 6th inning. Fly ball, right center. Mookie Betts up and over, and then the ball is dislodged from the glove after the appeal and the review. It is a home run.
That breaking ball well outside. Jose is 2 for 4. Had that single in the first inning and scored. There's a bullet down into the corner. Well, Adams absolutely flying, and he will score. He put that thing in 5th gear and turned it loose.
Well, after getting hit a couple of times, he figured he wasn't going to be able to steal a base here. Ahead 8-2, so he decided to score on a double. That's the 9th extra base hit of the night. That one on the inner portion and rifled into the corner. RBI number 56, and here comes Adam. He cut this base very well, and there was no chance at all to get him at the plate.
So here's Melky. He is 4 for 4. A triple, 2 doubles, and a single. And every one of them has been scalded.
I think you got to go after the home run here. This close to the cycle.
You know, that's never mind. He was doing it. And he just missed it.
He's going the right way. That's the way to go in this ballpark.
Just underneath it. So it's a 9-2 ball game.
He's going to have lots of bruises.
Boy, you could not tell it by the way he was flying. He had nothing. He had nothing but Masterson on his mind when that ball went over the head of Sandoval.
I think Miley got him a little harder perhaps than Masterson, but pretty much the same spot for both.
As I said earlier, it's just great to see our guys having a little fun, smiling in that dugout. We went for a long time. That was non-existent. Yeah, we come home, as I mentioned, with the Yankees for 3, Tampa Bay for 3, and then we go to Kansas City for 3. And when we come back, we got the Angels and the Cubs. That'll retire the side, but we come up with 1, lead it by 7. In a 9-2 White Sox lead.
10 games in a row, Jeff Samardzija has gone 7+ innings, and the batter, Adam Eaton, still in the ball game.
First pitch swung on, popped up. Blake Swire. Now 0 for 3. Last time up, Melky made a beautiful commitment to a low line drive, stayed with it, and made the catch off Swire. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Weeks. In that 11-5 Yankee lead over Texas. That's in the top of the 3rd inning. No home runs in that ball game.
Pretty amazing. 16 scored.
16 scored. Only 15 hits. Yankees have 12 of them. Ate him up inside. Last inning he had 3 jam shots. One on Ramirez, one on Sandoval, one on Napoli. Top of the ninth in Cleveland. Indians and Kansas City tied at 1. And our Chuck just told you. Tampa Bay leading Detroit 5-1. Full count.
Dave Dombrowski came out today and said that they were absolutely going to go for it, and they were not going to move Price and Cespedes. It was somewhat surprising at 48-51 coming in.
Pittsburgh at Minnesota tied at 2, top of the 5th. Colorado leading the Cubs 5-1. That's top of the 5th at Wrigley. Back comes Scotty.
Follow live White Sox baseball with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected to the White Sox all season wherever you are with MLB.tv Game of the Day. In-game highlights, live look-ins, replay previews, radio broadcasts, and more. Browse the app's new features, including StatCast tracking videos and bilingual access for Spanish-speaking fans. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
So here's Castillo. He's 0 for 1. He hit a rocket. I mean, a missile down on a short hop to Saladino at third, who picked it like it was just a bowl full of cherries. There's a slider for a strike. Mets shut out San Diego 4-0 in New York. Two and 1 to count. Angels leading Houston 5-4. Bottom of the 4th down at the juice box. Cincinnati shutting out St. Louis 3-0. Bottom of the 6th, then St. Louis. Count evens at 2. That's up the middle into center field. So the 2-out single. That's just the 4th hit given up by Samardzija.
That's the first hit given up since the 2nd inning when he gave up a 2-run homer to Sandoval with nobody out. Pretty strong performance once again. We pretty much say that each and every time when Jeff goes to the mound, but the entire pitching staff has been very good. Jeff has been exceptional for 10 straight starts.
He's just a good pitcher. It's just that simple. In fact, we have the best pitching in the American League. Mookie Betts being evaluated for a concussion. He hit that ground pretty hard. Diaza. Nice pick by Abreu. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 9th. Leading by 7. Alexei and Sanchez. Giovanni had a big 2 RBI double in the first. He walked in the third. He walked in the fifth. Hit a long home run leading off the seventh. And production. $14 home runs.
$44 driven in, I believe.
By our catchers.
That's pretty good.
He walks for the third time.
It's a perfect night for Gio tonight. Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and it's our Miller Moments, and it is the first inning. With 2 on, Melky comes up. He doubles in a run. And Avi comes up. He singles in a run. Giovanni Soto comes up. He doubles in 2. And Emilio Bonifacio also with an RBI double. Our Miller Moments, a big first. 5 runs, 5 hits.
There's a chopper up the middle, right to the bag, and rack him up. Two down. They finally have a home run in that Yankee 15-5 lead over Texas in the top of the third.
Well, they're in the top of the third already.
Grand slam. Chris Young. So here's Carlos. He's been to the plate twice. He's 0 for 2, and he's got a 10-game hitting streak on the line. He's really been swinging the bat, and make that 11 now. Down into the corner, so he's going to make the turn, and he will pull in second with another extra base hit for our guys.
I believe that's the season high 10 extra base hits. Setting the season high last night with 9 extra base hits.
Here's Beckham. He's 0 for 4, but he's hit the ball hard 3 times and come up empty. Hit it hard 4 times and come up empty. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 9-2 White Sox. Continues with game 3 as Jose Quintana takes the ball against Rick Porcello. White Sox, Red Sox. Tomorrow at 6 right here on CSN Chicago. Bogarts, Ortiz, Ramirez to face Jeff Samardzija, who's out there on the bump trying to finish it off.
Going for his second complete game.
Bogarts 0 for 3. That fastball at 97. Thank you very much.
Biggest fastball of the night.
And that one at 98. As Ivy quickly gets over there and gets back in to hold him to a single. So a 97-mile-an-hour fastball here in the top of the ninth to go on with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Pitches on the dot. Trying to wrap it up before he gets to 110 or 112.
Big Papi. There's that nice splitter. Second longest in American League history consecutive 20 home run season with the same team. 13 with the Red Sox. Babe Ruth has the longest, 15. Another splitter, another strike.
Red Sox sold the Babe because they didn't think he had a whole lot of talent.
No, they just wanted to put a new musical.
A few bucks in their pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it Harry Frazee? Wanted to get his play on Broadway. He got away with a cookie right there.
He got his play and the Babe on Broadway.
Yeah.
This one up and in.
Hanger.
Yeah, he calls it straight back, fortunately. Dan Jennings starting to loosen just in case.
Doug Eddings give it a little assist right there. But once again, I want to thank Mike Leary and our producer and Skip Allison, our director, and the whole crew down there. They have had a long, trying day. Didn't know exactly what was going to happen with the number retirement of Pedro Martinez. And they've just done a terrific job. Full count. Payoff pitch. And that's through the shift. So runners at the corners and nobody out. Ball was hit hard.
Caromed off two gloves. Jose got a glove on it, redirected it. It looked like Gordon maybe touched it. So runners at the corners, nobody out, and Gio now out to talk with Jeff.
Hanley Ramirez. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Takes ball one. Check some other scores for you. Baltimore leading Atlanta 7-3. That's in the top of the ninth. Still tied at 2. Pittsburgh at Minnesota, top of the sixth. 6-1 Tampa Bay leading the Tigers. That game in the bottom of the eighth in St. Pete. Can't get that slider. Kansas City beat Cleveland 2-1. He scored a run in the top of the ninth inning. And another one. 1-2.
Jeff's looking for one on the ground to turn into 2 and get out of the game a retiring Panda.
Tried to run that one by him at 95. That run in the top of the ninth inning. Home run by Eric Hosmer, his 11th.
What a year he's having.
A lot of clutch base hits. Two and two. Hosmer drove in both Kansas City runs. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Houston has come back to take a 6-5 lead over the Angels. A game in the bottom of the fifth. And at Minute Maid. Excuse me. That'll be a base hit. RBI. That's a 9-3 ball game.
And that looks like it's going to be it for Jeff. He's going to wind up winning this game, doing a great job, and going to be as aggravated about that play as anything he's done tonight, maybe more so. So as he walks out, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Innings out for the 27th time. He's 1-3. His ERA .637. Surprisingly, left-handers have done a better job against him than right-handers. And Pablo Sandoval will be the first batter he faced. Pablo had a 2-run homer in the second, so he's 1 for 3. The night is done for Jeff Samardzija. The 2 on his responsibility, but he's got a sizable lead of 9-3.
Outfield, for the most part, straight up. Fouls that back. That evens the count at 1. Jose Quintana against Rick Porcello tomorrow, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Tomorrow evening. That's a base hit. Just reached out and poked it.
Second hit of the night for Sandoval. This is a slider. It's low and away, and he just puts the bat out in full protection mode and eases it into left field.
There's Napoli. Strike out, fly out to center, and a pop up, a looper to short. Pretty good pitch, did not get it. Nine 14-0 for us. 3-8-1 for them. One ball, one strike. Napoli 11 homers, 35 knocked in. Rack them up. Rack them up. 2 down. Ortiz scores. 9-4.
Pretty easy 4-6-3, and now 1 out away from 6 in a row on this road trip.
Swire, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Twice he has gone out to Melky, once on a beautiful catch, diving catch by Cabrera. One ball, one strike to the 23-year-old switch hitting catcher. Weeks on deck if he reaches. Yes, he did. So the Red Sox down to their last bullet. 2 out, 1-2 the count. Hard, high, slow, low. Dan. Gio. He gone. And this ball game is over. So the Sox go into Cleveland in that 4-game series, sweep them, come in here for a 4-game series, win last night 10-8, win tonight 9-4, and Samardzija was just beautiful.
I thought Jeff had just a wonderful night once again, and the team is just scalding the baseball. Last night they set a high for the year in extra base hits, and tonight they beat it with 10 of them.
All right, let's check out our players of the game. It is that big right-hander right there, Jeff Samardzija, picking up his 8th victory. And Melky Cabrera, he was 4 for 5, 2 doubles, a single, and a triple. Those are our players of the game so far. Steve Stone, our director, Skip Ellison, for our star producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Chris Kamka, our fine technical manager Mark Harper, also for Kristen, Fred, Paul, John, and the executive producer Jim Corno Jr. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You have been watching White Sox baseball right here over Comcast Sportsnet.